Why would people go beyond the job or the role that they signed up for? Does that mean madali yun? Actually, hindi. Our natural tendencies to focus on our job. They don't wait to be told. They don't wait to be asked by the leader. Kahit mahirap, kahit seemingly impossible, kahit seemingly walang nangyayari dun sa project, ordinary talents fold up pagka mahirap na ang trabaho. Work will always be work. Laging mahirap yan. Hi, I'm Coach Tina Shason and welcome to my podcast. If you're in a season of change, growth, reflection, or even confusion, you're in the right place. Think of this as our little conversation, something that is honest, unfiltered, and grounded in the things we all go through but rarely talk about. Here, I get to show up as myself too, not just as a coach, but as a fellow human navigating life, learning, unlearning, and growing right alongside with you. So, settle in and let's begin. Quite frankly, I have observed a lot of talents in many organizations, and I have observed that extraordinary performers are doing things differently. Regular performers are not consistent about this. And that's something I wanted to share with you. Tatlo lang to. The first one is about going beyond the role or going beyond the job. Nakakatakot naman. Why would people go beyond the job or the role that they signed up for in the organization? But what I noticed from different organizations the high performers go beyond the role or the position or the job that they signed up for. They try to understand what exactly is the bigger role of leaders above them or what exactly are the other things that is being done by some other colleagues. They try to understand that, not to do it, but to see the linkage with what they are doing. So much so that when they do their job, when they add value to the organization with their own respective role, such output is a bit more connected. It's a bit more value adding to the other roles or to the other jobs around them. So they see it interconnected. I noticed that and I call that as it's a practice of these talents going beyond their own responsibility or their own job in terms of understanding it. Now, sometimes it goes beyond understanding. I know I have a coachee in the past, siguro mga 2 years na to, that she purposely tried to help others despite the fact that she herself is also loaded, simply because what she wanted to do is to understand what exactly is happening in their functions. Now, without her intentionally doing it, what happens is it was easier for her to move from one function to another as she grows her role inside that organization. Kasi may idea na siya. Now, paano niya ginawa? 2 things. Number 1, tumutulong siya kasi mahirap yung function ng iba. The other thing, she volunteers for projects. She volunteers for cross-functional project involvement. Kahit gaano kaliit yung role. Kasi doon daw niya naiintindihan kung ano pa yung ginagawa, what else are being done by other units or other roles inside the organization. That's the first behavior of an extraordinary talent. They go beyond their respective role or their respective job. I'd share another observation. I've seen a lot of talents communicate, but not all talents can communicate clearly and proactively. Now, magkaiba siya. Communicating clearly, alam to ng talent kasi ang ginagawa niya, iniintindi niya muna the communication style that would be effective dun sa person that he or she will be talking to. The other one is proactivity. Communicating proactively, meaning hindi siya nag-iintay. Kung may kailangan siyang tanungin, that curious mind keeps on compelling him or her to ask, be curious, to understand so that they can understand what's going on inside the organization or how jobs are being done. So proactive, communicating clearly and proactively is the second one. Now, does that mean madali yun? Actually, hindi. Kasi our natural tendency, especially when we are new in the organization or we're individual contributors, is to focus on what we should be doing, to focus on our job. And therefore, it's not communicating, it is doing the job. So purposeful yon, this high potential talents. Purposeful yon that they are not only doing their job, they're trying to understand by asking questions, by being curious, how exactly are the other jobs being done so that they can understand the connection. And they communicate proactively, meaning they don't wait to be told, they don't wait to be asked by the leader. They proactively ask questions or bring forward a point of view, not necessarily correct, but they bring forward their viewpoint. Anong ramification nun? Ang nakita ko dito sa mga talentong ito, hindi sila nahihiya. It does not necessarily mean that they will provide the right point of view, but they will provide their point of view anyway, because the leader might be able to make an informed decision through that different point of view. So the third point is about consistently show up. Kahit mahirap, kahit seemingly impossible, kahit seemingly walang nangyayari dun sa project, they still show up so that they can add value. Now remember, extraordinary talents consistently show up. That was their choice. However, I've seen ordinary talents. They actually, while these extraordinary talents show up, some other talents fold up pagka mahirap na ang trabaho. So actually, it's a choice It's a choice because work will always be work. Laging mahirap yan. But how we show up and how we add value, that's the difference that they bring to the equation. So summing it up, 3 points that I've seen extraordinary talents or high performers do differently and consistently in how they conduct themselves in the organization. They consistently show up, they communicate with clarity and proactively, with proactivity. The last one is they go beyond their role. So I'd like to pause here and ask you, these are simple behaviors of high performers observed in different organizations. Now I'd like you to reflect, how are you in your own practice? What amongst these practices, itong tatlong to, what amongst these practices can you start? No? Or would you like to start? Because these little behaviors, these simple behaviors can be habits if done consistently and differently in our time. So I'd like you to reflect there. In the final analysis, sagot mo ang career mo in the organization. Ikaw yung makakasabi kung anong practice ang susubukan mo lang or ito-turn mo into simple habits that could make an ordinary talent an extraordinary contributor in any organization. I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope today's conversation gave you something to think about, something to feel, something to grow from. If you resonate with this episode, share it with someone who might need it too. And if you want more real human conversations about leadership, career, and life, make sure to follow my podcast, Ask Tina Shason, so you don't miss the next one. This is Coach Tina, and remember, you own your life narratives. I'll talk to you in the next episode.